And moving on now, legal practitioners and policy analyst Dr. Monday Ubani SN has warned that Nigeria's persistent insecurity will remain unresolved unless the federal government confronts what he calls the most neglected pillar of national safety, a functional and fully empowered local government system. Ubani said that despite decades of investment in military operations, counter-terrorism campaigns, recruitment drives and surveillance technologies, the country continues to witness rising kidnappings, banditry and violent community attacks because the tier of government constitutionally positioned to act as the first responder remains politically weakened and financially crippled. Reacting to Nigeria's latest security crisis, he noted that the federal government's recent national emergency on insecurity unveiled by President Bola Tinubu again omitted the most crucial reform, restoring capacity and autonomy to legal governments. The package includes recruiting more security personnel and withdrawing policy protection from VIPs. But Ubani insists that these steps cannot succeed without fixing grassroots governance. You're still watching the news at 1. More stories will come your way after this time out. Please stay tuned. You're still watching the world news at 1. Moving on now, the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has urged the lawmakers in the National Assembly to pass the Reserved Seats for Women bill into law. Mrs. Tinubu made this plea at a dinner she hosted for the members of the National Assembly, led by the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, at the Presidential Villa. ITV State House correspondent Ikai Rata reports that Vice President Kashim Shettima also jumped support for the bill.
This is a special dinner hosted by First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, which had Senate President Godswill Akpabio, Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, principal officers of the National Assembly, and other federal lawmakers from both the red and green chambers in attendance. The aim was to galvanize support for the Reserved Seats for Women bill and other related issues. Among those present were Vice President Kashim Shettima, who was the guest of honor, the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, Imo State Governor Senator Hope Uzodinma, and the National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Professor Nantawe Yilwata. Also present is Honorable Mosede Igbenedion, member representing Ovia constituency of Edo State in the House of Representatives. In her address, the First Lady expressed delight at the gathering, describing it as a reunion with familiar faces from past collaborations on national legislation. Mrs. Tinubu highlighted recent national struggles, particularly threats to children's education and basic needs like food, clothing and shelter. Exacerbated by security situation, she warned that such deprivation exposed vulnerable youth to exploitation by exclusionist groups promising better lives. Turning to lawmaking priorities, the First Lady spotlighted the ongoing push for women's representation through the Special Seats Bill, noting interest from local and international advocates. The First Lady praised global examples where gender measures enhance governance inclusivity and urged Nigeria to adopt similar progressive steps.
I trust in your collective wisdom, your experience and your patriotism to steer the nation towards a solution that is constitutionally sound and politically workable. Everyone, either male or female, should be given the opportunity to contribute to our shared humanity.
Vice President Kashim Shettima and Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbadabiamila, both former lawmakers, called on the lawmakers to ensure the passage of the bill, as it will go a long way to ensure gender balance and improve the Nigerian woman.
The true essence of democracy manifests not only in respecting the legislature, but in appreciating the indispensable role each arm plays in the architecture of governance. It shines most brightly where there is alignment of purpose.
But I believe with this dynamic, more dynamic than the 9th Assembly, I believe this dynamic 10th Assembly will finish the job.
Responding, Senate President Godswill Akpabio assured that the lawmakers will do all to ensure the best for Nigerian women, while promising to give the bill a positive attention. From the old banquet hall, Aso Rock Presidential Villa, Abuja, Amikaro Atta, ITV News.
Away from that now, the federal government says it remains committed to addressing the root causes of insecurity across the country. President Bola Tinubu made their pledge at the passing out parade of 1,187 cadets newly commissioned as assistant superintendents of police at the Nigerian Police Academy, Wudi in Kano State. Abdul Ibrahim reports.
Represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu told the graduating officer that the nation is entrusting its safety in their hands. He urged them to serve with the dedication and uphold their highest professional standard.
I urge you to uphold highest standards of integrity, professionalism, and service to the nation. As police officers, you are expected to uphold the highest ethical standards. Treat every citizen with respect and fairness, and uphold the rule of law. The nation puts its trust in you and will expect you to serve selflessly.
The president also commended the academy for providing quality training that prepares officers to serve with integrity, courage, and compassion. Earlier, the commandant of the academy, AIG Patrick Atairo, reminded the cadets to remain committed to discipline, integrity, and service. Values, he said, were strongly instilled during their training. He reaffirmed the academic support for the federal government's vision of a modernized and reformed police force.
As we celebrate the personal of regular service, I'm proud to report that the police academy has made significant strides in achieving its mandate. We have expanded both our academic and professional programs, increased our intakes, and improved on our facilities to meet the demands of modern policing.
With the commissioning of the 1,187 new assistant superintendent of police, authorities says they are confident that the new officers will strengthen policing effort and contribute to the building a safer nation. From Police Academy Udil Kano, Abdul Ibrahim, ITV News Kano.
The Christian Reformed Church of Nigeria, CRCN, has warned that closing schools amid ongoing terrorist and bandit attacks across communities poses a serious setback to Nigeria's national development. The church said that the federal government must go beyond making statements and take decisive action by confronting criminals in their enclaves. This position was contained in a communique issued at the end of the 161st Synod of CRCN, signed by its president, Reverend Dr. Isaiah G. Repia Magaji, the General Secretary, Reverend Joseph Agbu Amadu Gaba. The Synod also urged the federal government to intensify efforts against terrorism, banditry, and violent extremism to ensure Nigeria becomes a safe nation for all, regardless of faith or background. While acknowledging the efforts of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration in reducing the frequency of attacks nationwide, the church expressed a concern over recent incidents and the disposition of some government officials towards the security situation. The Kano State government has called for the immediate arrest of former Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje over alleged inciting statements and an alleged attempt to create an illegal militia group in the state. The State Commissioner for Information and Internal Affairs, Ibrahim Waya, made the call on behalf of the government while addressing newsmen on the outcome of the 34th State Executive Council meeting. Waya insisted that the former governor should be arrested and investigated by security authorities over his alleged link to incidents of insecurity recorded in some parts of the state. He urged public figures to avoid statements that could incite unrest while assuring citizens of the government's commitment to maintaining peace, law and order across the state. In the meantime, Ganduje, in a statement, described the move as a reckless, baseless, and a clear reflection of incompetence. In a statement by his Chief Press Secretary, Edwin Olufo, Ganduje said the administration of Governor Abba Yusuf has abandoned its core duty of securing the lives and property of citizens, opting instead for what he described as political theatrics. And on sports news now, Better Insurance recorded their first convincing win of the 2025-2026 NPFL season after beating Wiki Tourist 3-0 at the Samuel Ogbondia Stadium in Benin City. Chinedu Uwosu fired at the Benin Arsenal ahead of the 14th minute, a lead they maintained into half-time. On resumption, Coach Kennedy Boboye's double substitution paid immediate dividends as Manuel Dong doubled the advantage in the 47th minute, finishing off a through ball from substitute Onyechi Ojunwa. Assurance sealed the emphatic victory in the 58th minute through Emmanuel Akman, who bounced on a loose ball from Harry Oniyan's long throw to make it 3-0. The victory marks Assurance's third full point of the season and signals a steady recovery for the Benin Arsenals, who have been struggling since the league began. They now sit on 16 points and could move out of the relegation zone depending on Sunday's results. Assurance, who secured an away draw at Abia Warriors last weekend, will now travel to face Katsina United in March Day 16. In other games played on Saturday, defending champions Remo Stars lost away from home against Niger Tornadoes. And with that story now, we'll end the news at 1 o'clock. Thanking you for watching. Don't forget to join us later this evening at 7:30 for our main news of the day. My name is Evan Sunokogi. Good afternoon.